Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for returning and all that jazz. So in today's video, as you can see, first of all, can we talk about this hair? Can we get into the short hair? Okay, I haven't had a weave in years. Yeah, it's safe to say 5+ years I haven't had a weave. I haven't worn this type of hair. It's always braids or my short hair or no hair. But I really love this. It's really cute and it makes me look like the adult that I am, okay? Period. Anyway, so in today's video we're going to talk about why I hate my body so much. Yes, I said it. Confess and you shall be free. No, I'm just kidding. Today's video is going to be a little bit more on a subject that is touchy to me, but this year I realized that one thing that I have, started doing is having conversations. For some odd reason, it's not odd, but for some reason I've just been pushed to have conversations about so many things, so many topics about me, about life, about other people. And so in the topic, or in the light of having conversations, I decided to do another video on a conversation. And in today's conversation, no, sorry, that's from my podcast. Wow, what is body positivity for me? I've struggled a lot with my body, I've struggled a lot with image, I've struggled a lot with, everything pertaining to the physical attributes of myself. So I'm going to take this back to when I first lost weight, right? I'm gonna take it back to then. So I think it was about 2017. Was it Jesus? It wasn't 2017. I'm sorry. It was 2019 was last year. Yes, it was 2018, 2019. Okay, the summer of 2018. That was, the big reveal of my weight loss. I went from a size 10 to a size 0. Literally, I went from a size 10 to a size 0. It was one of the highlights of my life. I didn't think I could lose weight for shiznai, but it happened. I was, for some reason, I always like to tell people that it was a mental decision because I was in a very negative space. And I remember I would go to the gym and I would go to the gym angry, and it would make me walk twice the pace on the treadmill. Like literally, like I would be angry on the treadmill, like walking, and that walking just, I don't know, for some reason just allowed me to blow off some steam. And yeah, that's why I tell a lot of people that it was a mental decision for me. Yeah, so that happened and I was consistent. Literally, I did not miss a day. I was working full-time, and then not to make the gym sound like a job, but I was working full-time and I would still go early in the mornings to the gym and come back, and go to take my classes, go to work, and it was a routine for me. And so that happened, and I ended up losing 20 to 30 pounds in the space of 3 to 4 months. So it was just a major transition for me. I honestly didn't even know what to do with the weight. I was so, like, all my clothes didn't fit. I didn't even have the money to buy new clothes because I had to change my entire wardrobe. My pants didn't fit, my waist got skinnier, my thighs got skinnier, everything was skinny, so I had to buy new clothes, new underwear, everything. And so that's what I mean by I didn't know what to do with the weight. But yeah, that happened, and not up until, and I was really feeling myself, like, don't get me wrong. And prior to that, I honestly didn't care too much about how I looked. I've always been confident about my body, even though I know, like, certain parts of my body are not perfect according to society, but it was never a thing for me. Like, of all the things to be insecure about, it was never, like, my belly wasn't flat prior to me losing weight. I didn't have a flat belly, I didn't have, the petite waist, nothing, but I did not care. I was still very much confident. Fast forward to when, I gained the weight. again, or I gained weight again, you know, and I started to get a little thicker and stuff like that. But mind you, when I lost this weight, it reminded me of how you can never please people. You can never please people. You know, people want you to be, it's like, and I hate this so much, but it's like everyone wants you, or some people, there are people in life that want to control everything about you. They want to control when you speak, they want to control how you look, they want to control when you make decisions, or be the one that makes decisions for you. And it's so crazy, because when I lost weight, you would think that people, you know, like it's an accomplishment. Don't get me wrong, it's an accomplishment, especially when people put in the work. I wasn't starving myself, I wasn't, you know, throwing up my food, I wasn't anorexic. It was something I did. It was a major health decision. I had to cut out a lot of things. I stopped drinking soda. Even till this day, I don't drink soda. That's like a habit that I picked up from trying to lose it. So you can imagine the effort I put into this. I stopped drinking soda. I stopped drinking soda. I stopped eating cereal. I cut out a lot of sugar. I cut out a lot of carbs, and just a lot of things from my diet that I still don't even do now. And so it was a very, like, I worked hard. Let me just put it that way. I worked hard. But then even at that, I had people that would come and tell me, oh, I prefer you chubby. My parents would tell me or ask me if I was okay, like if I was okay. Like, I wasn't, mind you, I just lost 20 to 30 pounds. I wasn't even that skinny, right? It's different when you've seen me chubby for years and years, and all of a sudden, I get that. But for you to assume that I'm not okay because I lost a little bit of weight, it to me. But then again, people choose what offends them, I guess. I don't know, wait, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, I was a little bit offended by that, because to me it's like, okay, what if people that are naturally, you know, thin, what if people that are naturally like when they eat they don't gain weight? So does that mean they're not okay? Like, why is that? Why can't I just, you know, work hard and get my weight to that size? Not that it was an obsession, not that it was anything unhealthy, but I did it in the healthiest way possible. And so you would still have people say, oh, I prefer you chubby, like the way you lost weight was scary, like so many negative things. And in my mind, I'm like, wow, you guys, this is the happiest I've been with myself. Like, I didn't even believe that I was able to do this. And for me to have lost this much weight with discipline, with consistency, and then you have someone who will just come and tell me, oh, it was scary how you lost weight, or it was just a lot of things were happening. And that was just proof for me that you can't please everyone. Not that I was trying to in the first place, but at the same time, it's, oh, if I'm like this, I'm too chubby, if I'm like that, I'm too skinny. So yeah, I struggled with that part, but I actually, it really didn't get to me as much, but it was definitely a thing, because like when I started revealing that I had lost weight, a lot of people were coming to me being like, oh, like I prefer you chubby and stuff like that. So when I was getting those comments, I'm like, okay, but why are you hating on the progress though? Fast forward to when I gained the weight again, things became a little bit difficult for me, in the sense that, oh, I've done it before, why can't I do it now? I was, you know, struggling with the fact that it was hard for me to go back to that place of discipline and consistency. It was almost like I was just, I don't know, I almost became depressed at some point, because I started to really feel, I don't know, would I say ashamed? I don't know if ashamed is the word, but it was, when I gained the weight back, it was really like eye-opening for me, because I was like, Chidera, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And yeah, my clothes couldn't fit. Like I said in my Get Ready With Me video, my clothes couldn't fit. And every day was just, it was just a realization that, damn, like, you have failed. You have failed yourself. Like, how can you like let this happen, so on and so forth. And so just gaining that weight back was, it put me in a place of what's the word, it just made me not like my body. It just made me conscious. It made me aware, too aware to the fact, or it made me too aware. Like I I was putting so much pressure on myself. I'm like, okay, I will lose this weight. I have to, like, my clothes have to fit. I kept on buying clothes in smaller sizes, the sizes that would fit normally when I had lost weight. So I'll give you an example. When I lost weight, I went from wearing a size 10 in pants to a size 0. It sounds crazy, but yeah. And so I continued buying the size zeros. I continued buying the extra smalls. I continued buying you know, just smaller size clothes, and that would be my motivation. But it wasn't, I was like, okay, I'll buy it. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, nothing still happened. Like, I still didn't, I was even gaining on top of, you know, trying to lose weight. Like, but yeah, that was happening, and I was just like, it like every day, every time, or ever since then, I would find a reason, right? I would find a reason to not be confident. I would find a reason to just hate the way I looked. I would find a reason to, you know, be ashamed of my weight, be ashamed of my appearance, be ashamed of how my body looks, pretty much. And it just weighed a lot on my mind. It weighed a lot on my spirit. And it was, I don't know, like, nobody really understood, because I never, nobody really understood because I never talked about it too much. But at the same time, it was a lot. It was a lot. I felt bad. I would just, like, sometimes I would feel so bad that I would eat more, right? I think now more than ever, I believe when people say like when people talk about stress eating, because I did that a lot, you know, in this journey. I would stress eat if I would check the scale. Oh my god, I would check the scale every day, morning and night, every day, morning and night. And if the numbers weren't going down, I would eat more. If the numbers weren't going down, bro, I would eat more. Like, it got like, it became that serious. Like, I wasn't motivating myself, and I didn't even feel motivated, because if I didn't lose 1 pound in a day, I would, like, gain 5 pounds the next day. That's pretty much what was happening in my life. And yeah, and those things just put a lot of pressure on me, and they made me feel really bad. They made me feel extra cautious, and it just became a lot. It became excuse me, it became a lot. It became very exhausting. You know, I would develop routines, not follow them, and, you know, complain the next day and beat myself up about it. And however, I learned how I just started to, or I think there was a point I was putting it in my prayers, because I've gotten to the point in life where I feel like there's nothing too little to talk to God about. There's certain issues that we can't control, that we have to let God intervene. Like, especially for me, I don't know about you, but there's some things that I cannot control, and I've learned that the hard way. Whether it be in my relationships, in my personal life, in whatever is going on, I take it to God. I'm like, okay, God, this is what is happening. Please give me self-control, right? God cares about, I'm going to start preaching now, but God cares about the things we care about. Do not ever let anyone tell you otherwise. He cares about your interests. He cares about what you want, you know, as long as it aligns with His will, as long as it is well, how would I explain this? As long as you have good intentions, pretty much. As long as you have good intentions, you have, you know, it's in the heart. What the reason is in your heart, and God can see that. And so if you're trying to do something and you feel weak, you feel powerless, go to Him. And not just in those times, go to Him always, but at the same time, don't be ashamed to take things to God. That is my point. But yeah, I started praying about it, and something just hit me and said, you need to learn to love yourself the way you are. Like, I just needed to learn. And I know maybe if I'm saying this, it might not sound that deep, but this is something I was actually struggling with. So one of the things I've been really insecure about, I would say, for example, are my arms, right? My arms, these my arms. I am really insecure about my arms. I have been really insecure about my arms for, how old am I? I'm 21. I'd say for 10 plus years. for 10 plus years I've been really insecure about my arms. I did not, or I would usually not wear things like this. I would usually not wear strapless things, and even when I wore strapless things, no matter how hot it got, I would wear a sweater or a cardigan or something to cover up my arms. That's how insecure I was. When I gained weight, my arms would get fuller, right? And my legs, and not my thighs, mind you, my thighs are my thighs but my actual leg, like from my knee to my ankle, that part is very slim, right? And this is just, I know a lot of people are gonna go and look, but that is just how my body is, and it's not everyone's body is going to be the same. We're not all built the same way, right? Physically we're not. In the heart we are, but physically we're not constructed to have the same. Some people have, you know, thinner boobs, some people have bigger boobs, some people have thinner thighs, some people have bigger thighs. It's just that's how life is. We're not all going to look like Naomi Campbell. Let's be realistic. And so I battled with that for so long. I'm like, oh, like, why can't I gain weight on my legs? Like, why am I always gaining weight on the upper part of my body? I'm using past tense because that is no longer how I feel. As you can see, I'm here, even if you can't see me, but I'm on this video, right, talking to you wearing this. I would, if someone told me years ago that I would be wearing this like that to go out and do whatever it is I want to do, I wouldn't have listened to the person or even agreed with the person, just because of how insecure I was. But now it's a different story. I've just, I don't know, that voice just kept telling me, learn to love yourself the way you are now, be comfortable now, you know, sell those clothes that are too tight for you, sell those clothes that you wore when you were skinny. Not that I may not be able to fit into them ever again, but let's be realistic. And if I really want to, you know, lose weight, as I say, then let me try it in a different way. Let me try it in the healthy way. Not that I didn't try it in the health, actually I shouldn't have said that. Let me try it in a better way. Let me try it in a better way. If I'm going to lose it, let me try it in a better way, not by, you know, spending all my money, procrastinating, and then feeling bad, and then eating more because I feel bad, and then gaining more weight, and that same cycle. So let's just get rid of everything that puts you in a bad place and work on how you are now. And that's just how I felt. That's just how I felt, and I just started to love the way I was. And I mean, I'm talking about after, you know, I gained weight. I just started to, you know, have a love for myself, have love for my body, how I looked. I just I'm not one to need validation, but at the same time things get to me, and this journey has just been one of the most important in my life. Also a lot of things that I had to block out. There's also a lot of things that I had to remove myself from, people that I had to detach myself from, because some people are not, when you're trying to build yourself, when you're trying to better yourself, when you're trying to do things the right way and do something that you personally love, do something that is important, whether it be with yourself personally or with your faith, for example, because I know that's another situation that is, or let me just use my faith. You know, if I was trying to get better with my intimacy with God, right, I would remove the distractions, I would focus, I would set time and things like that. The same way it is, and that's because I care about God, that's because I love God, that's because I want to actually pursue God. So if I was doing that with my weight, if I was doing that with my confidence, if I was doing that with, you know, the way I looked, just trying to build my self-love, and I have people around me that are not helping, that are not pushing me to growth, that are not uplifting. Instead, these people are making me feel bad about myself indirectly. It might not always be direct. These people are making me feel bad about myself. They do not care what I have to say, or they just are envious, right? That kind of energy just, it brings me down, and I had to remove myself from that situation. I had to remove myself from, you know, voices like that. I had to remove myself from distractions like that and focus. Oh, I have a message, and focus on getting myself better. So I guess it's just it's been very progressive. It's been very comforting. I'd say it's been very comforting. I'm learning to take it easy and take it healthy and be strong, and God's love is enough for me, to be honest. Not saying it's been easy, but at the same time, you know you better than anyone else. You know you, God knows you better than anyone else, but you know the things that affect you. You know the things that make you stronger. You know the things that, you know, help you grow. Be around those positive things. Be around those things. And even if, oh my God, even if it's social media, right? Because there was a point where social media was actually making me feel bad about my body. Because when you're, for example, when you're seeing the same type of body on social media, when you're seeing that, and that's the environment I'm talking about, removing yourself from. Those things that will make you do or take drastic measures or do things that aren't for you, or put yourself in situations that aren't for you. You have to learn to detach from that, and that's what I did. I'll leave it with that, and you guys just let me know what it is you've struggled with and how that journey has been for you. For hearing me out, I feel free talking about this, so it's honestly my pleasure that you watched and listened and hopefully enjoyed. And I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for subscribing, for liking. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for your comments. I love chatting with you guys in the comments, so please feel free to leave me a comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Stay safe and stay blessed always, darling. Bye guys.